Welcome back to Switch Top. Nintendo Switch 2 already has an impressive lineup, and it feels like the system found its identity very quickly. If you own a Switch 2 or plan to get one, these are the games worth paying attention to. Pokémon Pokopia takes a very different approach from the usual Pokémon adventure, and that is exactly why it stands out. Instead of gyms and badges, this game focuses on building, management, exploration, and creating a peaceful world where Pokémon can thrive. You play as a Ditto, using transformation abilities to help rebuild empty land into a lively community. The gameplay loop is simple and addictive. Gather materials, craft furniture, grow crops, improve habitats, and attract different Pokémon species to your town. Watching Pokémon interact naturally with each other and the environment gives the game a lot of charm. Progression feels rewarding because there is always another upgrade, decoration, or new creature to discover. It is relaxing in short handheld sessions, but also easy to lose hours in. Pokopia feels like a smart spin-off that combines cozy life sim systems with the magic of the Pokémon world. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined modernizes one of the longest and most respected entries in the series while keeping the classic RPG heart intact. You travel across different lands, solve local problems, meet memorable characters, and slowly uncover a larger, world-spanning mystery. The turn-based combat stays dependable and strategic, with party setup, magic use, healing choices, and job classes giving players a lot of freedom. The biggest improvements come through pacing, visuals, and smoother systems that make this version easier to enjoy than older releases. Town stories remain a major highlight because each location feels like its own mini-adventure with unique struggles and personalities. Exploration is rewarding, and party growth over dozens of hours gives the journey strong momentum. Trails in the Sky First Chapter brings back one of the most loved JRPG openings ever made for a new audience. You follow Estelle and Joshua as young bracers, taking on jobs, helping towns, and slowly becoming involved in something much bigger than they expected. The game starts small, which helps the world feel believable and alive before the larger story begins to unfold. Combat uses turn-based strategy with movement on a grid, where positioning, timing, crafts, and arts all matter. Outside battle, the game shines through writing and world-building. NPC dialogue often changes after story events, making towns feel dynamic instead of static. Character growth is steady and satisfying, while the pacing balances humor, adventure, and emotional moments well. On Switch 2, cleaner visuals and performance help this classic feel fresh again, without losing what made it memorable in the first place. Mouse. P.I. for Hire is one of the most creative action games on Switch 2. Because it mixes old cartoon style with fast first-person shooter gameplay. You play as Detective Jack Pepper, taking on a dangerous case in a city full of crime, strange characters, and hidden secrets. The hand-drawn black and white visual style gives every location a unique identity, but the gameplay is just as strong. Gunfights are quick and energetic, movement feels smooth, and weapons have solid impact. Between combat sections, you search areas, solve clues, and use gadgets to uncover new leads. That detective structure helps the game feel like more than a simple shooter. Enemies and bosses are full of personality, and the soundtrack keeps the noir mood alive the whole time. It feels fresh, confident, and unlike almost anything else currently available on the system. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition arriving on Switch 2 is a huge moment because it brings one of the biggest modern open-world RPGs to a hybrid system in full form. You enter Night City as V, a mercenary trying to survive in a dangerous world ruled by gangs, corporations, and advanced technology. The city feels dense and alive, packed with missions, side stories, shops, vehicles, and hidden discoveries. Combat lets you choose your style through guns, melee weapons, stealth, hacking, or a blend of everything. Character builds matter a lot, so you can create a fast blade fighter, smart hacker, heavy shooter, or something unique. Story choices and relationships also add weight to the experience. Having the complete edition with expansions makes it an enormous package, and portable play gives players a new way to experience one of gaming's most detailed worlds. Pragmata finally released after years of waiting, and it feels like one of Capcom's most interesting new ideas in a long time. Set in a futuristic lunar facility, the game follows Hugh and a mysterious android girl named Diana as they try to survive and uncover what happened there. Combat stands out because both characters matter. Hugh handles direct action, while Diana supports through hacking systems, opening paths, and exposing enemy weaknesses. That dual character structure keeps fights more engaging than standard shooter encounters. Movement also plays a big role, with traversal tools and vertical level design helping the world feel dynamic. The setting is full of curiosity, with advanced technology and quiet abandoned spaces creating strong atmosphere. It balances story mystery with polished action, making players want to keep pushing forward. Hades 2 takes everything that made the first game great and expands it with more weapons, deeper progression, and a fresh mythological journey. You play as Malinoe, using dark magic and agile combat skills while battling through dangerous regions tied to the Titan of Time. Like the first game, each run changes through boons and upgrades from different gods, so builds can feel completely different every attempt. One run may focus on ranged attacks and curses, while another rewards aggressive close combat. The action is fast and responsive, with dodging, positioning, and timing always important. Between runs, story scenes, upgrades, and character interactions make progress feel meaningful even after defeat. The writing remains sharp, and the world design is rich with personality. It is one of those rare sequels that feels familiar immediately while offering more depth once you keep playing. Donkey Kong Bananza quickly became one of the defining games for Switch 2. This is a full 3D Donkey Kong adventure, where exploration, movement, and destruction all play major roles. You guide Donkey Kong through large, sandbox-like areas, while smashing terrain, uncovering secrets, collecting items, and solving environmental challenges. The destructible world changes how you think about progression, because walls, floors, and hidden spaces can become part of the path forward. Movement feels heavy but fun, giving every jump, roll, and strike satisfying momentum. The game also brings back Nintendo's talent for creative level design, with each zone introducing fresh ideas before they overstay their welcome. It balances humor, adventure, and rewarding discovery beautifully. For many players, this was the first game that truly showed what Switch 2 exclusives could feel like.
Let's take a look at some of the things this Kong can do. Punch! Smash enemies! Walls!
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on Switch 2 gives players one of the best modern RPG experiences in portable form. This reimagining expands the early Midgar section of the original classic into a full cinematic adventure with deeper character moments and large-scale action. Combat blends real-time movement with command-based strategy, letting you switch characters, pause to issue abilities, cast spells, and build powerful combos. That mix keeps battles exciting while still rewarding planning. Cloud, Tifa, Barret, and Aerith all play differently, which makes party switching important and fun. Outside battle, the world is full of atmosphere, side missions, and memorable story scenes without needing prior knowledge to enjoy it. Intergrade also adds extra content that gives even more value. On a hybrid system, being able to take such a polished RPG anywhere makes it one of the strongest Switch 2 experiences available.
No match for me.
Resident Evil Requiem takes the #1 spot because it delivers top-tier survival horror while also showing what Switch 2 can handle technically. Set in a terrifying new chapter connected to the wider series, the game mixes tense exploration, dangerous enemies, puzzle solving, and constant pressure from limited resources. Every bullet and healing item matters, so fights feel meaningful instead of routine. The environments are detailed and atmospheric, with each room pushing unease through lighting, sound, and uncertainty about what waits ahead. Combat feels polished but never too powerful, which keeps fear alive throughout the campaign. Story pacing balances mystery and urgency well, always giving players a reason to keep moving deeper into danger. On Switch 2, having this kind of full, modern Resident Evil experience natively is impressive on its own. That was my top 10 best Nintendo Switch 2 games right now. Let me know your own top picks in the comments and tell me which game deserves #1 for you. More gaming rankings are on the way.